Today we're going to dive into a mysterious and at the same time fascinating topic, superstitions. Most likely, all of you have done at least one superstitious thing at some point, or at least thought about it. For example, if a black cat crossed your path, maybe your heart skipped a beat. Or when you dropped your salt, you threw a pinch of it over your left shoulder. So where did these things come from? Who knows? Maybe there's something behind them. In this episode, we're going to take a scary and exciting journey into the world of superstitions. From their origins to their strangest examples, in corners all around the world, and even some real stories that make you doubt. Are you ready? Because we're about to face some things that might just make your hair stand on end. Where did superstitions come from?
The roots of strange and bizarre beliefs.
Superstitions aren't anything new. They've been around since ancient times. People tried to come up with explanations for phenomena they couldn't find a scientific reason for. They tried to give some kind of explanation. For example, why does a plane crash, or why does someone get sick and die? Their answer would be good luck or bad luck. Basically, superstitions have two main roots.
Fear of the unknown.
Early humans were afraid of thunder and lightning, storms, disease, and death. To cope with these fears, they created superstitious beliefs. For example, they thought that if they carried a certain stone with them, evil spirits would stay away from them. Many times, two events that had nothing to do with each other would happen one after another, and people would connect the two. For example, if one day you saw someone and then got into an accident, from then on, every time you saw that person, you'd think you were going to have bad luck. This belief formed because our brain looks for patterns, and it's called magical thinking. Now let's go together and check out some of the strangest and scariest superstitions from different countries.
The omen of the death of a black cat in Japan.
In our culture, seeing a black cat is considered bad luck. But in Japan, there's a really scary superstition. In some regions of Japan, there's an old belief that if you see a black cat at a funeral procession, the soul of the deceased gets trapped in that cat and can never find peace again. To prevent this terrifying event, people keep cats away from funeral ceremonies. Some believe that if a black cat runs toward you in the dark, it means an evil spirit is approaching you.
It is perhaps, quite possibly, maybe.
You might have heard of voodoo dolls. These dolls aren't just a superstition, they're actually part of a local religion in Africa, and they have their own uses. People believe that if you stick a needle into these dolls, it will harm the person the doll represents. Even scarier than that is the belief in zombies in this culture. The people of Haiti believe that sorcerers can use black magic to turn the dead into zombies and use them for evil purposes. If someone suddenly disappears, superstitious people might think they've turned into a zombie. You definitely know this superstition, the evil eye. It's the negative energy that comes from someone's envy or a bad look, which causes bad luck or illness. People use blue beads called nazarbonku or nazarbonjo, meaning evil eye bead, to ward off the evil eye. There are also stories that say people with blue eyes are more likely to cast the evil eye. This superstition comes from ancient Rome. The Romans believed that mirrors reflect a person's soul, and if a mirror breaks, the soul would also be harmed, and since the soul renews itself every 7 years, breaking a mirror brings 7 years of bad luck. To get rid of this bad luck, people would collect the broken pieces and either throw them into a river or bury them under the moonlight. Some say that the pieces should be ground into powder so they can no longer harm anyone. Walking under a ladder is also one of the most well-known superstitions, with its roots going back to the Middle Ages. Back then, a ladder was seen as a symbol of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The triangle formed by the ladder, the wall, and the ground was considered a sacred space. If you walked under the ladder, it was as if you were breaking this Trinity and letting the devil into your life. This act was considered a betrayal of the Trinity and could lead to death or terrible misfortune.
The number, the 13,
is considered ominous in many cultures. This belief comes from the story of the Last Supper or similar tales. It comes from the Christian Last Supper, where Judas was the 13th person to join the table. In some cultures, Friday the 13th is also considered a day when bad things happen. From things like plane crashes to natural disasters. Many hotels don't have a 13th floor, and some flights don't have a number 13. They do this to save passengers from their fears. Unlike the others, this superstition actually brings good luck. This belief comes from ancient Rome and the Celts. They believed that water had healing powers and that gods lived in springs. If they threw a coin into the spring, the gods would listen to their wishes. Even today, people all over the world do this in hopes that their wishes will come true. The most famous of these is the Trevi Fountain in Rome, Italy. These are real and mysterious stories. Are these just superstitions? Now we get to the scary part of the story. Stories that really happened and make you wonder if there might be something more behind these superstitions than just a simple belief. You might have heard the name of this doll. This doll wasn't just a simple toy, but rather a cloth doll that was said to be cursed. That's what they said. Its owners claimed that the doll would move on its own, send strange messages, and even attack them. Two paranormal investigators named Ed and Lorraine Warren got involved and claimed that the doll was possessed by a demon. They moved the doll to their own museum and placed it in a glass case with a sign that said, "Do not open." Many people consider this to be just superstition. But there are many stories about people who touched the box and later experienced bad things happening to them. The story of the curse of James Dean's car. James Dean, the famous Hollywood actor in 1955. He died in a car accident while driving his Porsche sports car, which was called Little Bastard. He died. After his death, strange and unusual things started happening to the car. Parts of the car were stolen and used in other cars. But every car that had a part from Little Bastard installed on it ended up in terrible accidents. For example, one of the mechanics who stole the engine broke his hand while working with it. A doctor who used parts from the car crashed during a race with that car and was killed. Eventually, the car itself disappeared and no one was ever able to find it. This story led many people to believe that the car was cursed. The Curse of Tutankhamun's mummy is one of the most famous curses, the Curse of the Mummy of Tutankhamun, the Pharaoh of Egypt. When Howard Carter and his team discovered the tomb in 1922, there was an inscription on the tomb. It said, "Death will come on swift wings to those who disturb the peace of the Pharaoh." After the tomb was discovered, strange things started happening. Lord Carnarvon, the main financier, mysteriously died from an infection. After that, several other members of the group also died for unexpected reasons. Rumors spread that the pharaoh's curse was real. Of course, scientists attribute these deaths to microbial diseases or other causes, but the story of this curse has remained in history forever. The Curse of the Hope Diamond, a gem with deadly power. The Hope Diamond is one of the most famous diamonds in the world, known for its deep blue color and its terrifying curse. This diamond, which was stolen from India, passed through the hands of several owners, and each of them met a terrible fate. They faced misfortune. Louis XVI, Charles X, and Marie Antoinette, after acquiring this diamond, were all beheaded during the French Revolution. The first American owner of this diamond, Walsh, lost his son in a car accident, and his daughter committed suicide. Many people believe that the Hope Diamond is cursed and that anyone who possesses it will suffer misfortune. The Exorcist Curse. Is it a real horror story? The Exorcist, released in 1973, is known as one of the scariest movies in cinema history. Even behind the scenes of this film, strange and bizarre events occurred, leading many to believe it was cursed. During filming, several actors and crew members mysteriously died. Ellen Burstyn, the lead actress, was seriously injured during one of the scenes. A massive fire broke out on set. Many of the film's props were burned, but the main character's room remained untouched. The film's director, William Friedkin, came to believe himself that some evil force was at work. Are superstitions still alive in the modern world? You might think that with scientific progress, superstitions would have disappeared. But the truth is that even in the modern era, superstitions have taken on new forms. For example, superstitions related to the 13th day of the month and Friday the 13th. They still exist in many countries, especially in the West, and many people don't leave their homes on these days. Even some football players perform superstitious rituals before a match. For example, they might wear a specific pair of socks or enter the field with their right foot first. Superstitions related to luck and chance are also very common. For example, many students use a specific pencil before an exam, or they wear a particular piece of clothing. These things give them a sense of confidence because they think if they don't do it, they'll have bad luck. Even in the world of technology, superstitions exist. For example, some gamers believe that if they play on a certain day, they're sure to win. Or if they have a specific laptop or music, their performance will improve. This shows that superstitions aren't just old beliefs, but actually a part of human nature. We're always looking for a way to control unpredictable events, and superstitions give us that feeling. So we've taken a look at the world of superstitions, from ancient beliefs to real and scary stories. But the main question is, are these really just superstitions, or is there a mysterious truth hidden behind them? Some people say these are just baseless beliefs that have formed out of fear and ignorance. But for many, these beliefs are a part of their culture and identity. And real stories like the Curse of Annabelle and James Dean's car blur the line between reality and superstition. Maybe these events are just coincidences, but who can say for sure? Can anyone really claim that there are absolutely no supernatural forces at play? In my opinion, it doesn't matter whether you believe in these superstitions or not. What matters is that we recognize these beliefs are a part of human history and culture. Their roots lie in humanity's attempt to understand the world around them. Maybe it's not a bad idea, to sometimes look at these beliefs with a sense of curiosity and a little fear. In the end, I wanted to ask you, which of these superstitions do you believe in the most? And if one day a black cat crosses your path, what would you do? Be sure to share your thoughts with us because we respond to all of them. And if you enjoyed this episode, follow us. So until the next podcast, goodbye.